Alrighty guys, in this video we're going to be continuing by creating the no-show reschedule sequence, and it essentially follows the same format as the previous funnel messaging workflows. The only difference is the trigger that we're going to be generating, but the whole process follows the same format where the call is going to be marked as a no-show. You will update the AI status to on, and then the bot name to book no show. So you're basically giving the bot the goal, and we're gonna go over how to configure this bot in a later stage of the program. And then here, what we're gonna be doing is the same process that we did for the appointment reminder, where there's just a small tweak that we do where we're sending to a different workflow here in NAN that essentially does the same thing. The only difference is that it has a goal specific configuration for the cancellations, for the people that apply and didn't book, and for the people that opted in and didn't apply, etc. Whereas the other one is just for the appointment reminders. Okay, but the way we configure this is essentially the same, where you're gonna go and you're gonna grab your test URL and you're gonna put it in here, and then you're just gonna replace this with your test URL, and you just want to keep these custom values here, the ID, name, email. That's essentially what you need. Okay, and then the other thing that you'll need is the workflow name, because this is what's going to be dictating to the bot what is the goal of the personalized message. Okay, so you need to add this here so that the bot understands that this person is a no-show reschedule. So the goal is to reschedule a no-show. So whenever it's generating the AI messages over here, the subject lines and the email bodies, it's going to be sent in a way that it's customized. And just as a recap, the way you're going to trigger this is you're going to get your test URL, and you're gonna put it right here. So I'm just gonna leave this as, and I'm gonna do one from scratch. So you're gonna go to custom webhook, and you're gonna click here, and then you just want to paste your beautiful URL over here from NAN. This workflow, it's going to be in the description down below. And once you do that, you will see that there's already these fields over here, and all you need to do is just add a comma and then put this thing there, and then type in workflow name and then space, and then you want to put the little two things over here as well, and then just put no show reschedule. So you just want to hard code this here, which is going to be the same goal of your workflow here on above. And then basically, if you see any of these errors, what I typically do is, as you may do it as well, you just go to ChatGPT and ask to fix this JSON. You just get the correct JSON, and then you just copy it over here, and then you come back to ChatGPT, to GoHighLevel, and then you paste it right here. And then what we're going to need to do is save response from this webhook in the workflow. And for us to do that, just as a quick reminder, we're going to have to come here to the editor, and we're going to need to unpin your execution. And what we'll do is we're going to click execute workflow. And then currently it's waiting for the trigger, and this trigger is only going to work with your test URL. So it's only going to work with this URL here that you copy, and you just paste it right here on the top. Okay, paste it right here. So what we're going to do now is we're going to send a task contact, and then this contact, it's going to execute the automation. So you can see here that the automation is now triggering. It follows the same process where it gets the contact information, gets the custom fields in the CRM, gets the contacts notes, map the custom fields with the notes and the information on the CRM, map everything here in the JavaScript so it's easy to see. And then over here, it crafts a personalized message to the user. And these goals here, they're not necessarily that relevant, but what you'll need to look here is that the information has been sent successfully. The reason why the user it's not showing is because like it's not triggering from a actual appointment. I just triggered manually, but you'll notice that you've successfully generated a personalized SMS reminder to the person. So an SMS message to reschedule their appointment with some information here about their application, and then you just generated an email as well. Okay, and then this information, it's going to be shown here with this JSON format, and then how you map this. So you click save, and then how you map this is you're gonna go to your SMS, you're gonna click to custom values, custom webhook, you're gonna map to the appropriate webhook, and then you're gonna go to response, SMS, put the SMS body in the SMS section. Okay, and then you're just gonna do the same thing for the email. You're gonna go to the email, and then you're gonna go to the subject line. You're gonna scroll here to the custom webhook. You're gonna select the webhook, response, email, subject line, and then over here, you wanna do the same process. You're gonna go webhook, response, email, body, and excuse me. Here, you can also put the user. I like to put the user signature. So we just have to get this to work here. And then we get the user signature, and I also like to make this emails in Helvetica font. But essentially, that's how you would do it. As you can see, it's already mapped over here for both. And what I'm going to show you is how this looks like whenever we're sending a message, okay? So we can see here that this is the message. So, hey Antonio, Kevin from Click to Close here. Mr. Call about your team's inconsistent performance issues. As a sales director at 500 to $1 million a month revenue, I know time is precious. When would be a good time to discuss system-based solutions for your team's scalability? So it is a little bit more personal, right? It talks about their problems and it talks about how to solve their problems. So it's much better than like, oh, I'm sorry, you missed your call. Here's the link to here's the link to reschedule. Because as soon as the person replies, it's going to find the availability and it's going to reschedule them on a call. Okay, all through conversational messaging. But email-wise, this is how the email looks. So it's already properly formatted based on the prompt that is available there. So I'm just going to show you how it looks like. So I actually modified the appointment to confirm, and it ended up enrolling the customer in the appointment reminder sequence. So what I'll do is I'm just gonna re-enroll my contact as a no-show and show you the whole execution and the customized email. So what I need to do is just come to my contact over here and remove him from the appointment reminder sequence. And then I'm gonna mark this task call as a no-show. As soon as we mark this task call as a no-show, the automation is going to start executing. And then we can see here in NAN that the workflow, it's also already executing. So we're just gonna wait a couple seconds so it executes. And then the SMS and the email are gonna be processed in the workflow over here. So let's see. It executed, so I'm just going to show you how an execution looks like. Here we can see the information on the contact, the workflow name, and here we're pulling the contact information, and we can see these custom fields are all as codes and IDs. So what we're going to do is we're going to use this get custom field HTTP. We're going to get the contact's notes, and then we're going to set the GoHighLevel custom fields here, customer custom fields, customer name, email, phone number. And we're going to put into this JavaScript where essentially it's going to get all the information that is available in the CRM for the customer. And with this information, is going to generate the AI follow-up. Okay, so here's the subject line, and here's the email body, and here's the SMS body. So if we go back to our workflow, we can see that the execution here looks like it already processed the SMS and it already processed the email. So let's go and take a look. So here is what the email looks like. Oh, sorry, the SMS looks like. Okay. So it is a little bit more like sounds like a real human, right? Instead of like the typical SMS that we're always tired to hear to see, and we definitely want to opt out. So let's see what the email looks like. So here's how the email looks like. It's a little bit personal because it uses the information, right? So, hey, Antonio, no, missed our call to discuss your team's inconsistent performance. No problem at all. I know how packed the sales director calendar can get, especially when managing 500K to a million a month in monthly revenue. I was particularly looking forward through our 4-pillar scalable selling architecture, and could be your unique mechanism, which focuses on building systematic infrastructures rather than rely on individual talent. From what I've seen, other sales leaders at your revenue level, the inconsistency issues you're facing are rarely about talent deficits and almost always about weak systems. Okay, so this is essentially like what a good personalized email look like. We've got an email signature here. They can pick a new time here. They can book another call here. And that's basically how the no-show campaigns are built when it comes to the personalizations. Now, we've been working on this Claude prompt here with all the copies from the appointment reminder sequences, the opt-in to abandon, applied in the book. And then in this case, we can just continue this to create the no-show reschedule sequences, okay? And in terms of tracking, if you want to track how many people are actually booking from this email no-show sequence, there's a couple things you can do that I would recommend. So number one is you can create specific calendars. So you can create specific calendars for two options, right? If you want the closer to still get the assigned user, you can just use the assigned user calendar in GoHighLevel. But if you want to track how many people rescheduled from the no-show campaigns, what you can do here, you can create like a no-show calendar groups, and basically you just name the same thing, and over here in the calendar name you just put like no-show reschedule. This is not what the customer is going to see. This is what the customer sees. So whenever someone books a call through the no-show reschedule calendar name in your reporting, because we're forwarding the booking page name, this information is going to be captured. So you're going to be able to see how many people are rescheduling the appointment from this no-show calendar, and you can see the effectiveness of this workflow initiative. Okay, so that's honestly optional, because you can also use higher tags to reschedule these appointments. Okay, and UTMs. So if we go back here, what we can do is just ask the Claude to continue creating the workflows, right? So that way, it's going to create, excuse me, another artifact. And it's always because we've been asking to pull from our vector database, it's always going to try to find personalization points to customize your your workflow reminder sequences and provide them like with useful information. Um, and then it's going to just pretty much generate the same artifact where you can just get the information and put it into your GoHighLevel campaign. Okay, but that's essentially how you would set up. And then over here in the AI outbound workflow steps, we're going to go back to this and we're going to set up your AI voice to, as soon as somebody no shows, they receive a call from the AI to just try to get them rescheduled on the calendars right away. Okay, so that's pretty much it for this video.